Okay, thank you, Sue. Is it okay, Judy, for me to proceed? And can you hear and see me? Just get me out away if you're great. Okay. By the way, Penfield's very close to Wayne County, so I'll be offering any coaching, counseling for any communities in Wayne County. I'd be glad to assist them with what we've learned over the last 18 months. So let me get to it. Again, if you think about, we know how to solve this. Part 2 of this presentation is let's use less fossil fuels. We've already made it more expensive. Now let's use less fossil fuels. That's what I want to talk about. The focus of this presentation is on level 3 of climate action, community and local institutions. And I happen to think that it is the most effective area that people are not working in as much as they should or could be. By working to implement community choice aggregation in Penfield, I'm affecting the lives of 36,200 people. I can bring 100% clean energy. Our committee can bring that to the entire town of Penfield. So I want to talk about what preceded us in Penfield, what was the fertile ground for getting this to take root, what are our guiding principles, what we've done, what's left to do, and how are my 2 talks related? How is carbon pricing related to community choice aggregation? Because they are intimately joined at the hip. So, Penfield. I've lived in Penfield most of my life. I have 8 of my ancestors who were Penfield pioneers living here in 1810 on the federal census. So I am a lifelong Penfield resident. And I need to give attribution and kudos and shout out to the town of Penfield, its Energy and Environmental Advisory Committee, its supervisor, Tony LaFountain, Bob Knauer, who's a member of that EEAC committee. They have done a lot in sustainability, more than most towns. A year ago, a 5-acre solar array went online to provide 75 to 80% of the power for the town hall, the recreation center, and the Department of Public Works. That's an incredible accomplishment. This is an all-Republican town board, just re-elected. All 5 members are Republicans. Don't tell me that Republicans are not pro-sustainability and climate action. Penfield will prove you wrong. We have the car chargers, level 2 car chargers. We have a solar array to support a pumping station, and we have a 5-acre solar farm. Okay, so I need to give attribution to Penfield. This is the ground I started in. In 2017, I presented to the board for CCL. I lobbied the town board to endorse carbon fee and dividend. They did it. They wrote a letter. 5 Republicans unanimously wrote a letter endorsing carbon fee and dividend and national policy. Unbelievable. Listen to Tony LaFountain, quoted in a May 31st article in the Democrat and Chronicle. LaFountain said the town of Penfield is engaged in energy conservation and sustainable practices and is motivated to see the enactment of something that would reduce carbon emissions while remaining financially sustainable for citizens. Precisely the principles that CCL is endorsing in its own bill, the Energy Innovation and Carbon Dividend Act. So don't tell me Republicans can't act on climate change. I know they can. By the way, I am not a member of any party. I am completely nonpartisan. In October of 2018, it suddenly dawned on me, I could use every single bit of the lobbying skills, and they are incredible. CCL provides incredible lobbying training. I could use that to approach the Penfield Town Board, to implement a CCA program in our town. If not me, who? Who will do it? If not now, when? When will it get done? That was an epiphany for me. I had been trained by CCL to lobby. Well, CCA is lobbying your town board. So I got to work to create that committee. So what were our guiding principles? And I'm trying not to replicate any of Sue's, but Sue, these were our guiding principles, okay? We wanted to take that 30% of our electrical mix in Penfield, and we wanted to get rid of it. We wanted it to be renewable energy sources from 0 to 37, from 7 to 37% renewable. That's our goal. That was our guiding principle. That has been true for this committee from day one, from the very first day. And to repeat your little chart of the bill, this is my bill from January. This is my personal bill, account removed from January. So this is what we're focused on in Penfield CCA. We are not focused on the delivery charges, exactly as Sue indicated. Instead, we're focused on one line on the bill. The only line we care about is the electricity supply charge. That's it. We want our Penfield CCA program to purchase 100% clean, carbon-free electricity for this line item. That is why we constituted our committee. That's why we exist. And that's why we've survived for 18 months. We do not want, we are not focused on the supply charges for natural gas, and truly we are not focused on the supply charges for natural gas or the delivery charges. We do not want our Penfield CCA program to purchase cheaper natural gas. We just do not want a standard mix in our CCA program. We just don't want that. So what have we done to date? This is an amazing committee. I love this group of people. They're my friends. So we have eagerly adopted cutting-edge technology using Zoom, social team working. We use a piece of software from the company I retired from, Deltec Collaboration, Facebook. We stood up a website. We're using Slack. We're using every possible technology tool we can from day one, October 23rd, 2018, to make this an efficient group and to get rid of email chain pain. It's gone. We don't have it. We don't use email. What else have we done? We've met monthly, every month, 18 committee meetings and counting. We've educated our community. We've delivered numerous in-person presentations to community groups. We've placed 75 lawn signs advocating for the town to pass the enabling legislation. We've tabled on and on. We are resilient. We are engaged. We presented, the most important thing we've done is to make presentations to our town board and to engage individual and groups of town board members in our lobby meetings using the highest professional standards of CCL in how you lobby a town board. Everything I'm talking about here can be trained. I can be passing on to any other town that wants to understand what we've done, including presentations. And then slogging it out, we've attended meeting after meeting after meeting, town board meeting, environmental advisory meetings, just all kinds of meetings. And we've spoken up. We've spoken at the public hearings. We've spoken during public comment times. We have never left the sight of our town board members. They see us constantly. We never give up. 18 months worth of effort. We still don't have the law passed, but we're never going to give up. Okay, I wanted this slide because I wanted to shout out to Sue Hughes-Smith again. The very first meeting we held with 3 original founding members. Sue, you're looking at me here. I can see you there. The very first meeting was a hybrid Zoom meeting. This is in October of 23rd. Remember what I said about technology? Nobody was using Zoom back then, except for businesses, but Al Hibner was. So I had a hybrid Zoom meeting. I had Chris Gable with me at my table. I had John Steepy on the Zoom, and Sue delivered a presentation very similar to what she gave you tonight. She delivered that to us. She inspired us to set our goals for 100% clean, renewable electricity for the town of Penfield. Thank you, Sue. I wouldn't be here without you. Okay, so what do we have left to do? Okay, this chart is the next steps. We're waiting to pass the local law. Guess what, folks? The town of Penfield wrote the law. They set up the public hearings. We had public hearings on March 4th. We were set to have a vote on the law on March 18th. Well, what the heck happened right around March 18th? COVID-19. So we are on hold. I am trying to contact the town board. They're having Zoom meetings for their town boards. I'm trying to find out when they're going to pass this darn law, because it will pass. This law will pass. Next step is then to choose an administrator. We'll talk about that in a minute. And we submit a plan. The administrator submits a plan to the PSC. They approve it. We collect data from the Penfield utilities. We send a request for quotation to the ESCOs to get clean energy. They sign a memorandum of understanding. We send a request for proposal back to those ESCOs to receive formal bids. We sign contracts. And finally, our committee is committed to assisting in public education of this effort. We will not rest. This will probably take another year, Sue. I'm guessing it's going to take at least another year for us to get this complete. But we're not ever going to give up. So the administrator of our choice, the administrator we want, is really keyed around one thing. Can they offer 100% renewable, carbon-free electricity? Is their main focus on solar energy? And there is one administrator out of the three. It's called Jewel Assets, which happens to work with a company called, should I say, Rochtricity? So we are, yep, thumbs up for Sue and Rochtricity. We are committed. We want to join all of the other municipalities in Penfield that are a part of the groups that are forming with Rochtricity and Jewel Assets. That's our goal. That's what we want. Especially we want community solar, because it involves getting us a 5-8%-ish discount on electricity. And that answers everybody's questions in Penfield about, I want it to be cheaper. Well, we can get it to be cheaper and also be 100% renewable. We want community solar. That's what we want. So in lobbying, you always have an ask. When you leave a meeting, a lobby meeting with a board member, you tell them what you want. Well, we want that, 100% renewable. We want community solar. We want to join Monroe Community Power if and when we can. We want them to seek to join Pittsford, the town and village, Irondequoit, and Brighton. That's what we want. That's what we're asking for in our lobby meetings. So how does carbon pricing and CCA, how do these two things, the lobbying in both of these areas, how are they bound together? What's the connection? This probably will answer Chris Carrick's question. So if a family gets paid $4,400, and these are equal shares, Chris, every adult in America gets a share. Every child gets a half share. There's no difference. There's no difference. Even if you are a millionaire, you're going to get the same amount of money as somebody who's in poverty. It's the same equal share. Okay. So what if I had $4,500 to spend? The Hibner family, my son Justin, his wife, and my 2 granddaughters. What might they spend it on? Okay. Well, maybe they have to spend it to defray the rising costs of gas and natural gas. Maybe. Okay. But if you don't, and in my case, I'm lucky, I don't have to do that as much. In January, a gas furnace in this apartment here, this in-law apartment, right behind me, a gas furnace, bit the dust, 32 years old. So what am I going to do? What should I replace it with? I'm being faced with a consumer behavior decision to make. This furnace is 65 to 70% efficient. The pilot light is blowing out every night. It stinks. I don't like this furnace. What am I going to do? What choice do I have? What did I choose to do? What did I choose to do? I chose to put what you see behind me here. High efficiency, carrier, mini split, heat pump with a SEER of 22, that is seasonal energy efficiency ratio, with a heating seasonal performance factor of 12, 3 times better than any resistance heater for electric resistance heater. Beautiful machine, gorgeous, I love it. Would never trade it. You'd have to pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Okay, so that is what I chose. Now, what's the significance? Why? Look at this. By making this choice now, with a CCA program in place that provides 100% carbon-free electricity, I am insulated from February 7th to the future against future natural gas price increases due to a rising carbon price from the Energy Innovation and Dividend Act. I made a conscious consumer decision. to choose a highly efficient electric heat to replace natural gas. These are the kinds of decisions that we hope people will make as carbon prices start to rise, because I can now laugh at rising fossil fuel prices. So what else did I spend? Now that's not all $4,400. I'm not done yet. I got some bucks left over. What else did I buy? All right, I bought a level 2 charger. Had it installed. Look at that guy, that Cheshire grin there, putting the charger into a Chevy Bolt for the very first time ever. Pretty happy guy there. Okay, so what's the significance of that? $4,400 total. By making this choice now and with a CCA program in place that provides 100% carbon-free electricity, I'm insulated against future gasoline increases, price increases, due to the price of carbon, rising price of carbon. I can laugh at it. All right, I've just spent all $4,400, 1 year's dividend. I'm leaving my fossil fuel past behind me. It's receding into the past, and I'm now entering the clean energy economy of the future. And in fact, I can start to spend my dividend on vacations and maybe some nice night dinners out, whatever I want to do. Now, I am not trying to denigrate the fact that many people in low income are going to have to use that money to offset rising energy prices for heat and for gasoline. But the bill is structured such that they will come out ahead or be made whole by the monthly dividend checks. And if you don't think dividend checks are important, talk to me about whether or not you checked up on whether you're going to get your stimulus check. So people, this makes it very sticky by having dividend checks. This bill, once passed, will be very sticky and will not likely be turned around by the next administration. So what have I done? What's my legacy over the past 3 years? 7,000 plus hours. Okay, at the individual level, I've installed electric heat pump for heat. I've installed level 2 charger. My family members have been inspired to buy EV vehicles. I will be buying one myself in the fall. I'm working hard to pass a community choice aggregation legislation, and I'm working very hard to pass a national carbon pricing bill. That's my legacy. Join me. There is hope. We can reverse global warming together. Thank you.